Right, I think let's just get the show on the road, and who comes on board comes on board. So Dawn, Irene, maybe you want to, and Alex, maybe you want to just tell us where you guys are at, and you know, how your approaches into the marketplace are going, and the kind of feedback you're getting, and we can take it. You can take it on from there. So Dawn, maybe you'd like to start.
Okay, cool, Ivan. Yeah, look, I'm continuing to push it out there, reach out to other builders and suppliers as well. And I've also posted on my LinkedIn profile and just going systematically through my phone. That's why I asked you for a WhatsApp thing I could send to them so they could specifically link into this meeting.
Yeah.
That's how I tested it. It took me to a registration page, but I rather just want one that could bring them to this meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, on that, Dawn, I'd really like them to register so we can actually get them on an email list so we can communicate with them. If they just come straight to the session, then they come in and then we don't know that they actually were part of the process, and you know, we've got no way of communicating with them after that. So you know, if you can, I would prefer them to come in via the registration process. The link is on the second page. And they will also get an email, you know, with the link details. So once they've registered, so you know that's there for future reference. So they only need to do that.
Then I'll explain that to them. I just wanted them to come onto this platform to understand what it was about. You know, I mean, maybe they don't register until they understand the whole concept.
So while we haven't got too many outsiders on, I have a problem with that process. So I understand what you're trying to do, but it creates a barrier to the first entry. And today people just, I tell you, one little hurdle and they're out. So I don't see why they can't come straight into this session. We go to the chat facility, say, hey, just put your contact details there and we extract from there.
No, look, you can do whatever you know works for people. I really don't mind. You know, I'm just trying to streamline the process from a back end point of view. But if that's
but that's the problem. People are not interested in your back end process of streamlining from your side. They see it as a hurdle, and I can tell you what's happening in this market right now. People don't have the patience. They are running from solution to solution, and we've got to give them the quickest solution.
Oh, like I say, you know, give them a link. I don't have a problem with that. But as I say, just at the end of the day, then we have no way of reconnecting with them once they've disappeared. But that's fine. You know. That's...
No, but I don't know. I disagree with that. We capture their email in the chat facility, as we're doing on the chamber side. We're saying, hey guys, if we get people excited, they will want to connect with us. So we then get their facility in the chat facility, and that has to be input into it. So it's a difference between manual input versus the registration process, which forces an input, but it also forces a block. So I hear where you're coming from, but I'm concerned about this market that is taking instant decisions to go running off to an easier way to make money. When what we should have here is almost a Hotmail signature. All you do is click on this link and you're in.
I agree totally, Trevor. To be honest with you, I'm finding exactly what you're saying. People are looking for a quick solution, an instant solution. So yeah, I'll back you on that comment as well, definitely.
So that's why I wanted just a link that I could send out to people that can come and join this forum, because it's a quick, easy, see what it's about. Yes, they're interested. No, they're not interested. And then we put across the message that it might not be what they want to do specifically, but they've got a database of companies that they can invite. And by doing so, they would then earn a commission. And that's why I thought this is a great platform just for me to send out a WhatsApp saying, please come join us every day for this half an hour quick chat.
No, it's fine. As I say, do that. You know, I've got no problem. Use that link with the 4ways ID in it. You know, that's the link that we use for this session. And you know, do that. Then don't send out the registration link. You know,
please, if you can just send it to me, because I'm not a techno buffer. Just send it to me. Then I can forward that one off.
No, but this is a bigger discussion than that. It's not that much bigger. It's a small thing, but it is a big thing in Ivan's life at the back end, because he's got so much on the go, and I respect that. But again, I disrespect any respect I have for Ivan's problem here. The request that I'm having here, Ivan, is whatever is the simplest link that indicates that this is a Virtual Trade Fair Africa meeting, that the Four Ways Chamber link to be reserved for the Four Ways Chamber session, the Wisdom's Chats links to be reserved for Wisdom's Chats, indicating that in some technical way. So I am the technophobe causing you heartache, and I've done it all morning now, but I don't want the Four Ways Chamber link to be utilized for Virtual Trade Fair Africa. We want a specific Virtual Trade Fair Africa that links us to Zoom.
Okay,
how do we do?
Stop. Okay. As I tried to explain this morning, and I'll explain it again, it's very simple. With the Zoom account that I can have one modified URL, okay? One and one only. Okay, so I can change it to whatever that URL that you want, but it's one. So if it's Four Ways, it's Four Ways. If it's Virtual Trade Fair, it's Virtual Trade Fair. Any other meeting link that we have that is on a different link is going to be a numeric meeting ID. And that's a random number that Zoom assigns. I cannot change that. So I can only have one individual link, and that's a permanent link. Currently, that link is Four Ways Chamber. I cannot actually change that without having multiple Zoom accounts. And I really don't want to have multiple Zoom accounts, because then we lose the benefit of having a paid account that Scotty's given us. So, you know, that's why I've put it into ClickFunnels, into buttons that people can click on, into emails that people can use. If you don't want to use the Four Ways Chamber link for this meeting, we don't use the Four Ways Chamber link for this meeting. Or I change that link to read Virtual Trade Fair, and then the Four Ways Chamber link stays on a numeric link. Those are the two choices we've got. It's as simple as that. I cannot have personalized links for every single meeting. Zoom simply doesn't allow it.
So then we've got to take a decision, Four Ways Chamber or Virtual Trade Fair Africa. My mind would then punt for, okay, Four Ways Chamber. So then that has to be used for every project that is linked to Four Ways Chamber, and that's the justification.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got clarity in my mind. So so we've got a constant Four Ways Chamber for every Virtual Trade Fair Africa meeting and a Friday meeting. We don't use it for anything else.
Okay. And the Wisdom Chat stays on the link that it's on.
Yeah. What link is that? Is that a numeric link?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because that's not a chamber project per se. Yep. Okay. Got it. So okay. So then the chamber link can be done. All right. That was just a technical arm wrestle, and I got thumped.
And I think, Trevor, I'm on the same page, because I'm telling you, I get bogged. My mind gets boggled. There's so many different things to put in there, and then I get the wrong one, and that's why it takes so long to get connected. So I just want one simple one that I can send out and say, please join us on our daily chats, Monday to Friday, for the Virtual Trade Fair. Here's the URL. Yeah,
but then we've still got to capture those individuals' details.
Otherwise, that's what they can fill in. Then, as you said, they can fill in the details as they log in, and then they'll obviously say, Irene invited me, or Dawn invited me, and you know, that's the kind of route.
So my question is, who's going to do the admin of capturing all those email addresses and maintaining those lists?
Good question.
Well, therein lies the problem, and on top of it, who's going to? You're supposed to be passing out your code so that they become referred to that code. We just, if there are tons and tons of work coming in here, we just don't have the capacity to be able to be doing that manual stuff.
Well, if they're referred by me, then I would send them my code and they would go and register. Like Jason, I've still got to send Jason I did send it to him in the beginning, but he just went via the site to register. So then what I would do is, then I know who's I've invited, and I'll say, please register on my code, and you'll get your own code accordingly.
So to answer the question, and Ivan is under, I mean, he's doing far too much. It is under enormous pressure. That's why he wants the first thing, and he's getting pushback from us who want simplicity. But does that mean that, Dawn, you might have some time from a virtual perspective? Irene might have some time. I know that Alex is absolutely flat out. But is there some time where you could actually take a copy of the chat from every session, and when people put their information in, that you're able to put that into a database or whatever format that Ivan requires?
I can do it. I don't mind, Trevor. I can assist.
Yeah, it just needs to be put into a spreadsheet, you know, email address, name, 2 different columns in a spreadsheet. Is really all we really need.
Yeah, I'm happy to assist. That's no problem.
Now then I can just import them onto a list, and you know, if we do start sending out communications, at least you know the people who've been in get communicated, and if they then want to unsubscribe, they can unsubscribe. That's their choice, you know.
Yeah,
100%.
We don't have them on a list. We just have no way of actually keeping them in the loop.
Yeah, no, 100%. I don't mind. I mean, it's copy and paste. You know what I mean? Basically into a document. That's it.
Yeah, and you can just keep it running, and you know, just you know, once in a while, just send me an update. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing we need to consider is whether we're going to start sending out regular email communications to people that have shown interest.
We've got to.
Yeah, at the moment we're not. So you know, that's another element that needs to be addressed.
And it is, if the system that you're talking about where they register in, my question is, okay, why doesn't it have, that system have an immediate autoresponder to say, okay, we see you, we acknowledge you, here's your autoresponder with basic details, just to circumvent that?
Well, it does, Trevor. It has exactly that. I mean, when people have registered, they get an email with you know the meeting details and everything. We can augment that with additional copy and additional follow-up emails and things like that. But then I need them on that list, therefore they need to be registered one way or another. So you know, that's the whole rationale behind the process. You know, you know, you're looking to eliminate hurdles for people coming into these things, which I understand totally. I'm not arguing.
But I haven't seen that autoresponder copy, so I don't know that it's got autoresponder.
Well, probably because you're not registered. We didn't register. I don't know. It only goes out once. I mean, it won't keep bombarding people with the same message. Yeah, it's you know, it's just a process we need to go through. So you know, those are the things we've got to work out how to deal with. It's as simple as that. You know, there's ease and simplicity on the one side, but then you know that creates additional stuff on the other side, and one way or the other, it's got to be done. So you know, again, I don't have a problem with doing it in different ways, but just as long as people understand the process and the steps that we need to go through one way or the other. If we go this way, then it's going to be X, Y, Z. If we go that way, it's going to be A, B, C. You know, it's and there's certain requirements that are going to need to be met there.
And I'm just trying to get in between dog barks here. Can I get a copy so that I can have a look at what that copy is? Because I also want to talk about a Hotmail type message that Patson is on board. And he doesn't want to have all the technical issues. He just, as a promoter, wants a little 2 lines that says, okay, I'm a promoter, click on this link, a la Hotmail, and that'll take you to the virtual Trade Fair Africa. That's what I want to work on this afternoon for Patson. Yeah,
look, we're talking 2 different things here, and I think we need to clarify that in people's minds as well. So, you know, there's the concept of people coming to these sessions and showing interest in the trade fair from whatever perspective that happens to be. So that could be from a promoter, it could be from an exhibitor, it could be from a guest, could be from somebody who wants to supply digital products and services, you know, as per Alex and designs want to do. You know, it could be a host of different you know, individuals that want to come and actually understand what the virtual trade fair is about. So that's a list. Then there's the list or the process to get people signed up as promoters. So Designs has their own private links that they use to send out to their people the copy they send with those links is their copy. You know, if you want to vet that, you know, chat to Dawn and Alex about what they're sending out with that copy. But they have their link, which gets people to register as their secondary promoters on the system. And you know, gig potentially the same, because at the moment we've got 3 primary promoter processes, which is designs, gig, wisdoms, and then there's just the chamber as a general one for people who just come in directly. So you know, the copy could be different for all of those, and the links are different for all of those. So you know, in terms of people registering, because you want to attach the promoter, you know, and the sale to that specific person who's made the sale. So, you know, there's multiple elements in this process that need to be considered, you know, for the people at this level. You know, once you sort of devolve down into exhibitors and guests and so on, you know, that's a different discussion. But if we're talking specifically promoters and visitors to these sessions, you know, those are two very different things.
Okay, so no, I'm only talking the one piece of copy that you say is going out at the moment when people register into that link. I haven't seen.
Register into this, the link for this session. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
No, well,
which is
it's a very simple piece of copy. I haven't sent it to you because you've got the same problem that I have. You sort of inundated with all sorts of issues and requirements. So, but you're welcome to have a look at it. It's not a problem.
But the point that I want to get across is we've got to come up with instantly, yesterday already, the quickest, simplest way for these people to come on board. Otherwise, we're losing potentials. And I agree with Irene and Dawn. You can see I'm thinking from the front end where people lack in patience. We've got to give them the quickest way to actually get involved and take a decision. So that's what I'm trying to get through my mind, but yeah. I'm not getting all the.
So Trevor, so the answer then to you is simple. I've posted the direct link in the chat box. You know, you're welcome to send it out to whoever you want to invite to these sessions. Bear in mind that's for these sessions. That won't put anybody onto a list. We'll have to ask them, as we've said earlier, them to type in their details in the chat box, and Irene has graciously offered to do a bit of admin for us there, if and when that happens, and then we're going to have to get those people back onto some list where we can communicate with them in another manner. So there is no copy for that because there is nothing that's going to go out. If you send people this link, all they're going to do is come to these sessions. So no, there's no copy associated with that at all, other than what people send to their contacts with this link. So there's no formalized process behind sending this link out at all. That's you put it in a WhatsApp, put it in an email. You know, whatever you want to do with it, people click on it, they're going to come to this session if they click on it at the right time, which is 12 o'clock on a weekday.
Okay. So Patson's got himself lumbered into a technical discussion from our side here. Patson, coming on board here, what is there that you want to know in 30 seconds?
Good afternoon again. Actually, Trevor, I need to know in terms of taking part into the virtual trade fair, in terms of advertising our services, how does that go? And at the same time, also when doing the promotions, in telling some more people who would like also to come on board, showing up also their services and products. What is the process? I understand, fine, there has been a discussion in terms of the fee, which is 7.5, which is on special for the members. But then what about the non-members? Thank you.
Okay, so just first of all, I'm going to discuss from yourself. What member are you? I seem to remember that you're a standard member. Is that correct, Patson?
That is correct, yes, standard.
So you pay how much per month?
500.
All right. So, so number one, you can come in on the 4-day event at 7.5K. But we would recommend you come in on the special package event, which is the 13,500, and have you paid the 500 upfront? In other words, have you paid 500 times 10 months?
No, he pays monthly.
You pay monthly, and you've paid how many months, Patson?
I think I joined in somewhere around August last year. August or before August, I'm not sure exactly.
Okay, so I think we have to make a snap decision on the fly, and I don't have too many other members of the public in here, but I think it's reasonable to turn around and say that Patson has made a solid commitment to us as a chamber, and we should recognize that he will continue seeing out his payment there, but that we should give him the discount that a standard member would get. That's my off-the-cuff feeling. So what is that, Ivan? What are we looking at? Is it 6,000 off the 13,500?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we in at? I'm not the maths genius yet.
Well, that gives you 7.5 for the package 2, which is
back. Okay, so that might be the number that Patson has hooked onto. So 7.5, and he gets the full exposure for 12 months.
Yeah.
Plus, does that buy him Premier membership?
Well, that's the package deal, isn't it?
So what have we done yet? Have I shot myself in the foot and given him, upgraded his membership from standard to Premier just because he's now putting in the 7.5K?
Yeah, well, that's you know, I think that's the advantage of being an early bird. You know, you get special deals. So, Patson, if does that suit you? Is it affordable at this stage of the game? How do you feel about that?
I think it's good. It's good. It's fair. Obviously, I am a committed businessman and learning from you. And obviously, with this opportunity, I'm hoping to go far. And yeah, I have to grab it.
So, well, that's what I think has happened here, Patson. So thank you very much. And I just want to say thank you for your commitment. But just having me work my mind through this, you get for 7.5. So you use your standard member to get to that discount. And what that did is bought you 12 months of Premier membership.
Okay.
So you get your 4-day special event. You get every day for a year converted into the mall, plus you get Premier membership. So you're effectively at 1,000 Rand membership, all for your 7.5 grand outlay. And yeah, it's got to be that way.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, now, but so, my next, yes. Yeah.
So Patson, I think what we need to do is just you and I can have a discussion offline after the session in terms of the actual process of getting you signed up onto the trade fair and getting you a promoter link and so on. I don't think we need to run through those technical bits and pieces now on this particular call. So yeah, we'll get you up as a promoter, and I mean the great thing about becoming a promoter is if you manage to get 6 or 7 exhibitors to sign up on the same package that you signed up, you're actually going to be making money out of the deal rather than spending money. So in fact, with the special deal we're giving you, you're definitely going to be making money at 5 or 6 sales. So I think that's the added advantage for you, coming in as both an exhibitor and a promoter. And then you can connect with Alex to help you start setting up your stall and your whatever you want to display online and so on. So we can get into those details outside of the session.
Okay.
And look what happened this morning. He introduced Angelique who then turned around to us and said she had a 15,000 database of people who were pretty active prior to lockdown or in her database. And did you follow through, Patson, with Angelique to say, okay, let's see how we work this thing together now?
I will do that. He was busy on another meeting on Zoom.
Yep.
So yeah, we are always in touch.
Okay. Here's what I'd like to have happen. That Angelique makes her commitment at the same time, and then the two of you work with your two codes. Ivan just worked me through this. I'm just as I'm paddling down this river and taking different forks left and right. I'm going to crash and burn you somewhere down the road. But I believe they've both got to make the equal commitment, but they should be working together because of the relationship that they've done. But does that work better under one code or two codes?
Yeah, look, I think that's a decision they need to take probably between them. Obviously, if they both have their own promoter code, then their own sales and referrals will go against that promoter code, and the commissioner will be paid out in that manner. So, I mean, that's a business discussion that they need to engage in between themselves, I would think. From a back-end systems point of view, to me, it's neither here nor there. Whoever has the promoter code will get paid based on the sales that they've made. If that's a joint promoter code, that's for them to sort out after the payment has been made. If they have separate promoter codes, they will individually get paid out on the basis of the sales that they've registered against those promoter codes. So, you know, as I say, it doesn't make any difference to me either way from a systems and backend point of view. So that's their simple business decision on how they want to deal with it.
So based on your input, I think two separate promoter codes, and they get together afterwards to say, hey, this is how we're going to work it at the back end with all the revenue coming in. So they either combine that or they keep it separate. If Patson's smart, he'll make certain that it's combined at the back there because the database is Angelique's. But he would negotiate and say, Angelique, I introduce you to this opportunity. Let's work together and make this thing work. What I'd like to, because I'm sure we passed the half hour, is the one thing that I'm concerned about is that I want simple hook lines, Ivan. And I see Alex is on here. He's probably just listening. But a Hotmail type hook line. Surely we can have two lines. What was Hotmail? Can you remember the hook? Was it Hotmail?
Yeah, it was Hotmail, yeah.
That was the most famous hook on online marketing. We want a famous hook here for virtual trade fair. So that we just turn around and say, okay, you use this hook, you put it out to everyone and you say, get involved. And in fact, that's what I'm trying to do this afternoon. But if anyone's got any idea as to a simple hook that they can put out on every email, just click on this link and you go across to here. Which brings me back to ClickFunnels. Was a ClickFunnel not written for virtual trade fair?
Not yet, other than the one to register for the session, yeah. So, I mean, it was one of the things we chatted with Alex about the other day, but I mean, he's obviously got to slot that into workload, but we also need to think about copy. So, I mean, we haven't got there yet, so no.
Okay, but we need to get there quickly. So who's going to push that to make certain that we get that ClickFunnels copy up and running?
I can put the funnel together. I'm going to need input on the copy. So, I mean, we can take that workload away from Alex for now.
Okay.
Which I think is only fair, but yeah, we need to develop that copy and the message that you want and what we're going to actually drive it through.
Okay. So I'm doing a Hotmail type thing that I'll put across to people, and I'll do this afternoon. I'll do that ClickFunnel copy for so that everyone's got a simple link. And what I've understood from this session is that we're going to push everyone to the Zoom 4-Ways Chamber link to make it simple. What have you guys heard, Dawn?
I just want to say to Ivan, maybe I misunderstood the link that you sent me. So you are saying if you register on that, put your name and company name on it, it will then give you the link to come onto these chats. Is that what you were saying?
The one I sent you earlier today.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So that one I sent you, if you put in your name and email address there, it'll give you the link to come onto these chats. Exactly.
Okay, because then I will explain that to people, because it makes sense now that I see what that is. I thought that was registering for the expo. Sorry, I've got the totally wrong end of the stick. So what I can do is I'll just explain to people, just register on there. It will take you to our session every day, which is quite simple actually.
Yeah, look, I mean, you can do it yourself. So just go through the process yourself, so you know exactly what it's doing.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's no harm in doing that. It's
yeah.
You can see what it's simple. Two pages. So the first page just asks for the email address and the name, and the second page says, thanks for registering. Here's the link to the Zoom session. You'll also get an email with the details, and yeah, it's as simple as that.
So I think that's quite simple. Sorry, it just looked a bit complicated to me, but it is quite simple. I was just looking at it on my phone while we were talking, and then what I'll do is I'll just explain to them, look, just register there. It brings you to our daily chat, which is simple.
And it's free, so there's no cost associated with it. They're not making any commitment.
I will send that out, but I'll just explain to them, look, just put your name and company in detail, and then you'll automatically you'll get the access to our daily chats.
Sure. Look, and if people are resistant to that, give them the other link that I put in the chat box. Give them that. I don't have a problem with that. As I say, it just shifts a little bit of a burden of admin onto Irene and myself, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So whatever's simpler. If people are happy with that, great. As I say, if they're not, let's get them in another way. So I've got, I understand that completely, and I've got no issue with it. As long as we understand where it's coming from and why we're doing it.
Ivan, just for clarity on me, as distinct to the code that you've given to Dawn and designs, what do people do with that code?
Okay. So, and Patson, this is relevant to, I'm not sure that we're actually going to publish this recording, Trevor. I don't know how you feel about that, but I don't think it really matters. Okay. So when people register to become promoters, they've got to go through a relatively simple registration process so Quicket knows who they are. So Dawn has a code for the designs secondary promoters, okay? And again, it's very important for Dawn and Irene to understand this. They've got two codes. They've got the code that they registered with, which got them their affiliate links. And then there's the code that they give to their secondary promoters, which is a different code to the one that they registered with. So that's just for Dawn and Irene's purposes. From Patson, it's not important. You will get a link that will take you to the Quicket system, which is the ticketing, where people pay for their registration and their events, where you will need to register a Quicket account in the name of your business, and Angelique will need to do the same. It's a simple two-step process there as well. You click through, you register an account, you put in your business details, your banking details, and you create that account. That then will tell you're now a promoter of the virtual Trade Fair.africa, that you will get 15% on any sales that you make, and it will send you an email which contains your special promotion link. So when you invite somebody to register as an exhibitor on the trade fair, they must use that code that comes to you in the email from Quicket to register and pay for their tickets. So they will then be linked to you as a sale. And then that's absolutely key, because there's no other way of actually tying your client, your sale that you've made as an exhibitor to you, unless they use that link. So that's a crucial element. And one of the things that we've offered to make available to people's clients who register using their links is they will get 250 free guest invites that they can then send out to their databases once they've registered and paid to attend the show, instead of those guests having to pay 50 Rand, or if they miss the early bird deadline, 150 Rand. They will have 250 free tickets as an added incentive for them to use your link to register and pay for their exhibition space on the show. And that's it. So you register your account, you get your link, you invite people to sign up as exhibitors using your special affiliate link, and everything else is handled by the systems in the back end.
Ivan?
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And Ivan, if you'll just have a look, because while you were talking, I went to go and register in, because that's clearly you're saying,
but
using
what link? Using what link?
On the one that you've just been talking to Dawn about, the registration as opposed to the Zoom 4-Ways Chamber link.
No, well, there's a specific Cricket promoter registration link. So that's why I'm asking, what link are you using?
No. The one that you wanted us to get people to come into this session now.
This session, okay.
Yes. Okay. So I went in and did that, and just have a look what happens. And again, just so that you can see how the technophobe gets hassled here. Oh no, I'm hassled again. Why can't I see it here? So I'm trying to share screen, but it's not coming up.
Okay, look, Trevor, I mean, you and I can walk through that. I don't mean to keep everybody online for this process. You know, I hear what you know, you're picking up some issues there, which is fine. We need to know what those issues are, otherwise we can't solve them.
Yep.
But I really don't know that we need to keep everybody else online for that process. So I just want to switch back to Patson quickly. Patson, were you happy with that explanation? Does it make sense to you?
Yes, absolutely. It does make sense. And obviously we will discuss on the rest on how to go about it. Yeah, but I do understand the concept, yes.
Fantastic. Okay, super. So that's so we'll sort you out after the session sometime, and I'll touch base with you, Patson, directly. But unless there's anything, Dawn, Alex, Irene, that you want to add or comment on, I think we can probably end this off here.
Yeah, Alvin, just a quick one, just from my side. The database that I'm going to capture for you guys, is it basically going to be the people that register on the link and join us in the Zoom meetings? Those people are the ones I'm going to capture, correct?
Yeah, so what I'm looking for there is purely people who've attended these sessions.
Okay, awesome.
I'm trying to tap into your databases in terms of the people you're trying to sign up as promoters and things like that.
Okay, that's
that you guys must you work with your databases. You invite them in using your links and all the rest of it. That's cool. This is purely to talk to people about the show and the mechanics behind the show, not to try and sign them up as anything.
No, 100%, because then I'll just record the people that actually basically just join this meeting.
Yeah.
And then just one more thing from my side as well. You've got on a lot of websites, you've got like a live chat. Like for instance, I've got like a little bubble in the right-hand corner of your website where you can click on there and say to us. Do we not have something like that where we can also record those people as a database or not? Or is that maybe a waste of time? So somebody's there, we can actually still grab these people while we have their attention, or is that not doable? I don't know, just throwing a spanner in the works.
Which shift do you want, Irene? 20 past 2 in the morning or 20 to 4 in the morning?
Look, there's the kind of chatbot technology that Irene is talking about is technology that's available. I have no idea what it costs, and I'm sure it does cost something. So, but I'll toss that out as a thought to Gavin. But I'm pretty sure the answer will be that there's a reasonable cost associated with setting up that sort of automated chatbot service. And that's why we're using things like ClickFunnels and just forms on the website which people can fill in and ask for additional information.
Okay. Ivan, please just check that out, because I know before on one of the website that I had, we were able to, and it was a free service, to actually download that. And just check with him. As I say, I could stand under correction, but I know that also helps a lot, and it will also just help us grow a database quicker. So when you do chat with him, maybe mention it.
Okay, we'll do.
Awesome. And if I can just say, please be aware that I'm an unusual type. I tweak on the fly, and I want things done. So you've got to be pretty mature to handle what we do here. We break the thing in the middle of a presentation. That's what I do. So it can upset other people, but we're tweaking until we get to this special event and make it happen. Okay.
Yeah, looks like there is a chatbot plugin for WordPress, so we can have a look at that and see if we can get it integrated. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
Dawn, any thoughts from your side?
All good. Thanks. Thanks, Ivan.
Alex?
Also all good, thanks.
Okay, great stuff. Thanks, guys. We'll chat
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
Not tomorrow, Monday.
See you Monday.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you,
Ciao.
guys.
Cheers, Peterson.
Take care.
Bye.
Albert.